Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're tuning in from. It's great to be here. We at CSG are super passionate about self-service. I'm sure as you'll see today. My name is Keith Wilson. I'm the Executive Director of Product Management for our CX platforms at CSG. We're going to talk about how to deliver clear and personalized self-service. We've chosen billing and payments interactions as kind of the vignette by which we will view these through, mainly because every brand out there has to get paid. And you'd be actually surprised how potentially effortful and painful that can be for customers in a self-service environment. Self-service, like I said, we're very passionate about it. I'd say we're more passionate, even more about what we think is the big problem in the industry. And that's that consumers are drowning in a sea of irrelevant and poorly timed communications. I'm sure everybody here can agree that you're probably overwhelmed with the amount of messages that you receive on any given day. I don't even want to know how many messages are in your personal email inbox from your grocery store, your pharmacy, your healthcare provider, your insurance provider, your bank, your telecommunications provider. It's a lot. There's a lot of noise out there. And most every CX leader, customer communications leader, knows that a lot of noise and a lot of just customers aren't taking action like they used to. I say irrelevant mainly because most of these messages lack personalization. They don't end up resonating with consumers because it's not relevant to how they use your products or services, what they've done with you recently, etc. I say poorly timed because most especially as communications has kind of been proliferated in responsibility across different functions, different teams, different tools, it's often that we find that these messages are going out in a rather kind of shotgun approach. We find that there's situations like your flight just got delayed 4 hours, but yet 10 minutes later, you get an email from an airline saying, want to get away. Why, yes, I do. I want to get away on the flight that I am currently scheduled to be on. Or if my internet were to go out right now, that would be pretty devastating. Maybe not as devastating as my internet service provider saying, did you know we offered alarm services? It's like, I've never been more angry at you. Why are you sending me this message? This is the problem that consumers are facing. The question is, what's the origin of that problem? Well, the origin of that problem is that we've been working on CX and omnichannel and many things for just decades. The average omnichannel customer experience team has a member of that team that's been there for 10 to 15 years. And they're probably working across a multitude of these tools that you see at the bottom. And moreover, to keep up with kind of digital native customer experience and digital native competitors, you've probably seen that most organizations have multiple divisions sending out different campaigns. It's gotten chaotic. What once was kind of the way by which you stayed ahead, you've now kind of overachieved on omnichannel and you've created a bigger problem. So the question is, what do you do about it? And of course, that's kind of the question that we set out to answer as we created our CX platform. I think it comes down to these four things. And specifically to self-service, what we find is that our clients work with us, and more generally, the market is trying to solve four things. Number one, you can't really fix a problem if you don't know it exists. So in the top left corner there, you see that you want to be able to find breaks in self-service experiences. You send a text message with a link. Someone clicks on that link, and maybe they spend 2 to 3 minutes even just trying to do two-factor authentication, and they abandon. If you can't even see those breaks in the customer experience, you can't end up solving them. But moreover, just finding them in an analytical tool is nice and all. You then want to potentially in that same exact platform, redesign the customer journey step by step with one-to-one personalization in mind. That's what we see in the bottom left corner, right? And planning in an omni-channel way and being able to, in the moment, in real time, affect how a customer's experience, will become more personalized and will become more smooth is incredibly important. Journey mapping tools have existed for quite some time, but not every journey map immediately becomes a way by which you can execute a strategy. And that's where we go to the top right corner. if we see these breaks, we design kind of new customer journeys. We want to, in that same tool, be able to actually wire up to the systems of communication, the different channels, and actually trigger those personalized journeys in real time. This is absolutely going to pay off, most especially in self-service, to be able to interact with someone in the moment, to change their experience to a more personalized one in the moment is going to ultimately lead to what you see in the bottom right corner, providing proactive intervention, contextual self-service, and very knowledgeable agents should they call into the contact center. So what does that look like? Well, we thought we'd give you that example. Like I said, in billing, this is a viewpoint into one of our experiences that we call Bill Explainer. And what we find is that if you can provide a highly contextual, highly personalized communication about why someone's bill has certain fees, how it compares to their bills in the past, you give them a purpose-built, dedicated microsite experience. You can even have them chat with their bill and ask additional questions. These are things that were just not really possible, but they're incredibly feasible, and we're delivering this at scale. Given that this is a kind of LLM-centric, generative AI-powered solution that we've put in place for our clients. But like I said, we chose this kind of billing and payments example as but one of many examples. We find most especially in self-service, there are 5 critical experiences that we want brands to get right. And these are also the 5 areas where I'd say we've just had absolute success story after success story and victory lap after victory lap. Not enough time here, obviously, to go through those. Order and service, account and security, billing, customer care, and retention and growth. These are all kind of broad use case categories. Obviously, in your industry, there might be a way by which we could further tailor this. But nonetheless, I find that these 5 use case categories have 3 things in common. Number one, these are small enough and feasible enough, sizes of customer journeys that if you put your arms around it and apply best practices, you can make a huge difference in 3 to 6 months. Number 2, these are areas that when you get self-service right, customers simply make it happen, right? They work with the self-service experience and get the job done. You absolutely have an ability to keep people in digital channels in these 5 places. And third, every single one of these use case categories rings the cash register. Brands make money, save money, and improve brand equity when they get these right. So let's kind of recap what we came here to say today, which is, number one, the big problem now is attention fatigue. Consumers are overwhelmed, and there's been an explosion of different care channels and communications. It's just making it difficult for them to focus on the important customer care actions that you as a brand need them to take. Paying their bill is obviously one that is incredibly important. This is also combined with the fact that customers just have an extremely low tolerance these days to find friction in a self-service experience. They will abandon a self-service experience that is going poorly and call the contact center, no doubt. You have to be able to find those breaks, solve for them with personalization, be able to deliver real-time experiences. The main thing, too, is, again, you cannot solve anything unless you can find the breaks. We cannot emphasize that enough. And when you find them, you want to be able to deliver 2 things. Number one, preemptive and proactive outbound communications that just lead to that self-service ease, issue resolution, real-time status updates, 2-way flows of resolution, all in a digital channel. Should someone call in, you want that same system that's delivering intelligence outbound to deliver context to your agents that are soon there ready to help your customers. So that's it. There's so much more that we could share. I'm very hopeful that any of you out there, if you have any additional questions and want to connect, you can find me easily on LinkedIn. You can scan this QR code and learn more about CSG and the state of the customer experience uh, report that we just published. But all in all, I'm really grateful for the time that I had to share with you today.